Hi everybody, this is Beach Cricket and I'm in Shuttle Babe. This is my home. It is a shuttle bus. I live here and I love it. It's almost been a year now that I've been living in Shuttle Babe. So anyway, it's just a great life. I'm loving it, loving being a nomad. Anyway, I am at Jack's Canyon in Winslow, Arizona. Been enjoying a lot of hiking out here. To go completely around the perimeter is like a 4-mile hike. So it's just been great exercise for me. Enjoying it a lot. I want to show you something that I have found out here in the canyon that I'm going to be using for something that I usually use, and it's going to be unique. So let me show you that. On outside, Roxy's chasing flies. It's September and we are being tested daily with the flies. Okay, here on the table I've got an array of a lot of rocks, and this is a base, and this also is a base. And then I've been finding really unique little pieces of rocks, and some of them have little bowls in them. Some of them are just grooved opening. And what I'm going to use these for is incense. I love incense, and I thought I've been looking for some really unique looking incense holders, and I haven't found any. So I was just walking on a hike and I went, wow, these would be great to use. So let me show you how that works. Okay, now I put the incense sticks and cones on the different little areas so you can get an idea of what I'm looking at and what I'm trying to figure out as far as being a good little incense holder. A lot of times I put these out here on my table, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't completely catch the incense when it's falling. And so that's my main thing. And then also inside the house, I usually put it on a little plate or something anyway. But of course, the little small cone ones can burn down right in there. Now, what this is, these rocks, out here in Jack's Canyon, what they did a lot of mining. They were doing some quarry work, I think, because there's striations, long cut striations that shows that they were cutting. They were also blowing up things, and this is the remnants of some of the parts that broke off and were blown apart. And then they were also weathered by water and rain and wind and, you know, all that. So they make these unique, interesting pieces. And then also the oxidation of the rocks is pretty. So that's what I've been doing. Been just kind of playing around with nature and seeing what's available. And they'll stay here. I won't take them. You're supposed to leave things here on the BLM. So, but while I'm here, I'm going to enjoy them as some incense burners. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And these over here, my friend Jack was looking at possible ones to use for different reasons around his camp, and so I picked those up for him. So I thought I'd just share that idea. Use different things that you see around you, repurpose it, and you know, it's fun. It's fun being creative. Now I'm going to go inside and show you some glass pieces that I am studying. It's pretty interesting. Now, in a video a couple of days ago, I showed you this whole area where broken glass was. It was huge, and I was kind of like distraught because it was just left there on this beautiful land here. And then I got to thinking about it. I kept thinking, well, that was really thick glass. And so I wanted to investigate some of the bottoms of these. And these are different ways to find out where they were manufactured, what was in them, and it's just fascinating. I don't know if you can see this. This is Pluto, and it's the Roman god of the underworld. It's got a devil's tail. I don't think you can see it, but there's the Pluto on the bottom. You probably can see that. But it's a character. And just to let you know what I found out about this particular one, it was water that was produced here. And I was really surprised. I thought it would be some kind of liquor or something. But it was a water site in French Lick Spring Summer Resort. And it was opened in 1890 and at a local railroad in Indiana. And the product of the kind of water that's in here, is that paper there, is a laxative natural water product. So yeah, their slogan was, "When nature won't, Pluto will." So I thought that was pretty interesting too. And there's also some references from a movie from 1931 called Illicit, and to the Pluto water. And also there is a novel, and it is So Cold the River, and that was in 2010, that references this Pluto water. But that was really interesting. This one right here, WFS, it was from 1875 to 1877, and so that was liquor. And it's just amazing the different things that you find out. This one right here, it has, let's see if I can turn it around. Yeah. This one has AB, and it's connected. And what that one is this was mouth blown. This one was handmade. So it was made to contain beer. And this dates from 1905 to 1917. And it was used only at 2 Adolphus Busch Glass Manufacturing Company plants in Belleville, Illinois, and St. Louis, Missouri. And it became part of the American Bottle Company merger in 1905. Isn't that amazing? So I'm still doing research on all these different pieces and finding out more about that, and I will let you know as soon as I find out things. Isn't it fascinating? These bottles were from the 1900s to the 1930s. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Oh, this one right here. I already found out about this one. This one, let's see if I can see the cat. Okay, it has a cat. You see the cat? This is E&J Burke, and it's got a cat emblem, and they were beer bottles from Dublin, Ireland. And they bottled Guinness Foreign Stout. So that was also in the early 1900s to about 1949, I believe. Anyway, that is a company that makes Guinness now, But they started out with the name E&J Burke. And they have that signification of the cat. So, yeah. Isn't that fascinating? Just those 4 bottles right there, I found that much information. And now I've got all these others that I'm going to be checking out. Look at this. This is an old bottle cap from a beer. Beer top. I have a couple of those. But yeah, and then I have this one right here that was broken off with the bottle cap on top and So this looks like it was used as some type of salt and pepper, you know. That was pretty neat. Anyway, it's just fascinating finding out all this different stuff and learning about them. I just really like just the whole history of it, and to know that it was just dumped out here for some reason. I think it was because they were doing the mining out here, you know, everywhere. I mean, it's just all over where they have blown up, and you can see the striations in the rocks. And now this area is used mostly for hiking and camping. But yeah, I'm going to find out more about all this. I find it fascinating. I wanted to show you how I always put the girls' food and water up here because that way it stays a little bit cleaner. Down on the floor, the dust when I sweep and stuff like that, it seems like I always have everything in there, but this makes it really easy. Oh, get that fly out of the way. It makes it easy for them because Riley has to use this little chair to jump up from the floor to get on the bed. The bed's not made up right now. But anyway, I do this so that they can keep their food clean and not all dirty from their pet hair and all that kind of stuff. And so it's really easy for them. I always have food, fresh water and food for them so that they can eat when they want to. And I just thought I'd show you little Riley doing it. Are you having some breakfast? Yeah, you are. So, yeah. Things we do for our babies. Right. I also want to tell you a tip that that I've been trying to fight flies out here. That's the one thing when you're out in nature and at particular times of the year, those flies are just awful. So what I've done that seems to work really good for me, and smells wonderful too, is I use essential oils. The best one that seems to work really well for me is the peppermint oil. So I just put probably about 10 drops and fill it with water and shake it up and then spray it. I spray it directly on the flies, and I don't know, it kills them. I don't know if I'm shooting them and making them drown or what. But also my rig smells wonderful. So it smells like peppermint. I've tried several different essential oils so that I could, figure out what works the best. And the peppermint oil seems to do really well. So thought I'd give that tip to you so that, it seems to work. So there you go. Okay, another thing that I wanted to share with you, I was just shocked the other day because my phone didn't work. Now I have automatic pay for my phone service so that I don't have to worry about it. I just allocate the funds for my, whatever I have for my expenses for the month when I get paid, that's always just left in there. Plus some. And I woke up the other day and my phone was not working. It was completely nothing. So I was just like, wow, what's going on, The one thing that I was wondering is because I have a debit card and it is good through next month. And I thought, well, maybe they did notify me that I'm getting my new card, but maybe they shut it off early. And, so I was just really confused by that. Well, what happened was, because I called up the bank and found out somebody had tried to make these flies, tried to make a purchase on my card, tried to use my card, and from there, it was just shut down, considered a hot card. because an illegal purchase was, you know, was trying to be made. And so I was like, well, darn. So everything was like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I found out, thank goodness that I did this too. I mean, just by accident, not really by any thinking on my part, any kind of, wise wisdom or anything. But I had kept my checks from when, way, way back when I had started my account. I had ordered some right before I had left to go on the road and live this way. I had ordered some new checks. So I had them. And it's a good thing that I did, because I can use them. Like Walmart will let you use them. They do it like an automatic kind of transfer kind of thing. And then you can get $20 extra on your check when you make a purchase there. And then they hand you the check back, and it's processed that way. So at least I have checks that I can utilize my account with, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be moving in October down to, the flies are coming after me. They're terrible today. I'm going to be going down there in October in Ehrenberg. That's where I have my post office box set up, and I'm going to, get my card, because my card will be sent there, and get all that situated, for the season. And my insurance and all that kind of stuff for the shuttle bus is going to be due in November. So I wanted to be down there and make sure that I got all the notifications and get everything ready, financially straight, for my paperwork, because it's all being sent there. I was going to do mail forwarding, but all the different companies that Bob Wells had, recommended, they're all shut down for various things, like people being sick or have passed away. And so I have friends that are all like on lockdown with their mail. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But anyway, just to let you know, it was a good thing that I had the checks, because now I'm not stuck, with no ways of accessing my money. And it happens to all of us. I mean, I know I've seen a few of the YouTubers out there. They have been compromised by their accounts, and really some bad scenarios. At least when they tried with mine, my bank automatically knew it was fraudulent and just shut down the card. I didn't get a notification from them. I got a notification from them that I was getting a new debit card, but nothing on this happening. I wish I had known. Maybe I missed the call. I'm not sure. But anyway, just to let you know, that sort of thing can happen. So what it made me realize is that usually I do have extra cash on hand, so that I don't have to worry. I usually do. But this particular time, I didn't. And I made some purchases because I knew I was getting paid by Google for my YouTube account. And I also knew that my Social Security was coming too. So it was just within, a few days. So I wasn't too concerned. All the bills, money is in there. And so this is the first time I really kind of cut it a little sharp. And I'll never do that again. I'll always make sure that I'm going to make sure that I every month just have like $100 put aside in there just to save, and then $100 in my pocket for emergencies, just to have for weird random crap that happens. I just thought I'd share that with you because, my mistake, not being prepared, could have caused me a really uncomfortable position. So I don't want that to happen to you. Learn from my boo-boo, it's just one of those things. I mean, Flies, please leave me alone. My goodness. They are just something today. And I've got screens on my windows on several of them on the top. And I did have a screen for the door over here, but it kept getting beat up, you know, the magnetic one. So I had to take that down, and I'm going to have to get another one because it seems like it's always just in September. Well, there are other areas that are a little rougher, but yeah, they're terrorizing me right now. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. It's kind of embarrassing to have to tell when you do something silly, but I mean, I didn't do something silly with them trying to get my money, but I could have been more using my foresight, which I usually do, but this time I didn't. And so yeah, learn from this. Make sure that you're saving money every month, and also make sure, and I had been, but something came up with the rig and I had to spend that money. But get into the consistency of putting money up every month aside for that. And then also have some mad money set aside where you won't touch it for in case of an emergency, something, you know, like somebody trying to compromise your account. So, you know, life happens. I mean, it's happening to people every day. They're doing this. It's such a sad thing that there are those type of people that are out there trying to steal what little bit you have, you know. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say today. Just thought I would wrap that up so that you would, you know, have something to think about. I'm always trying to tell you things that happen, good or bad, so that it'll help you when you're out here, or even if you're already out here. You know, you might think, oh man, I didn't think about that. You know, yeah, shoot, I do cut it close a few times, you know. That kind of is a wake-up call. Let's not do that. Let's make sure that we're prepared. It makes this life a little bit easier. And yeah, so that's the food for thought today. Anyway, wake up and live. Have your adventures. Get out there because it's your life. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thumbs up on this one, please. All right, see you guys. Bye.